Every school kid knows that when the 60 or 70 people, all white males, both rich and poor in Boston, dumped the 40 tons of tea in the harbor, they were dressed crudely as Native Americans. And if you ask a kid, why were they dressed that way? They'll go, well, just to disguise, to put the blame on somebody else. It was to say, we're not part of the mother country anymore.
Really?
We're here. We're Aboriginal. We are Americans. We are distinct. We've been having complaints about British citizenship. We're arguing British law. But all of a sudden, those laws have been broken out into natural laws. And we're telling you that we're not trying to blame it on anyone else. Nobody would for a second have thought that the Native Americans would have dumped the tea. They weren't burdened by the tea tax. What they were doing was saying, we are, and it's so ironic given the history of our relationship to the dispossession of native lands.
Right.
They are saying we are Aboriginal. This is what the scholar Phil Deloria says. So yeah, wow. And then
Newly
you get
adopted Aboriginal.
right. We're saying we're not of the mother country. We're in essence kind of filing divorce papers by dressing as the people who originally inhabited this country dressed. Nobody's fooled. Nobody's trying to blame.
How did you figure that out?
It's listening to scholarship. It's thinking, of course, that you're not going to have no one in their right mind is going to say, "Oh, the Native Americans did it because they're protesting the tea tax." They're not paying the tea tax, right?
Right.
So it's like, you then go and then you talk to a scholar, in this case Phil Deloria, who's been studying Native stuff, and he goes, "Just think about it. You're dressed crudely as this. You're making a statement to Britain that we are no longer, we're severing ties." Now this is well before, this is December of 1773. The guns are going to fire in about 18 months at Lexington, a little bit less than 18 months at Lexington and Concord on April 19th. But it is all of these little moments that lead up to boycott of British goods. Women take a huge part of the role of the resistance. You've got people like Samuel Adams, who is a failure as a brewer and a tax collector. It's sort of interesting. You can't make this shit up. Who is, his whole job is to keep his fellow colonists alive to their grievances. When things calm down, the Brits sort of retreat. He goes, "Oh, no, it's just going to get worse. It's going to get worse." And so you meet these characters that sound an awful lot like characters that occupy our large media space. And it was occupying the large media space of the colonists from New Hampshire. I live in a tiny village. The Walpole Gazette was read all the way in Georgia.